Hello and welcome to ApexToOval. Oh my god. um, Today's episode, we talk about Perez and Bottas going to Cadillac. Totally shocked. We're talking about Connor Zilisch being announced as a Trackhouse driver for the Cup Series in 2026. Such a surprise. We talk about IndyCar's new video game. And we go over
Oh,
the NASCAR playoffs.
I thought you were gonna go for the three shockers in a row because Dennis Hauger was also
Oh, that wasn't really a shock though. He
no,
was.
but Zilisch wasn't a no, but that's the Zilisch
Oh,
wasn't a
oh,
shock.
oh. You
Perez
know what?
Bottas
You're
wasn't a
right.
shock.
You're right.
I gotta
You're
keep
right.
doing the
That's my bad. I
clickbait
fucked
faces,
it.
man.
I fucked it. That's my bad. That's my bad. Whoops. Anyway, let's go to Perez and Bottas being confirmed for Cadillac in 2026. We knew this was coming, man. Like we knew there was nobody else but Perez and Bottas who were gonna go to Cadillac. I mean, I called this like a couple weeks ago, but like it was a no brainer. You want two experienced drivers to help develop the car for the future. You want Perez and you want Bottas. That's it. Nothing else to say. Good
In
shit.
my heart, I wanted a younger driver for the younger driver's sake
I
because
know.
it feels a little infuriating to add a new F1 team and it basically feels like the grid didn't expand.
Yeah, but there's gonna be 22 cars in the grid.
Yeah, but it's like the super reserve driver and the guy who's been out of the sport for less than a year at this point, but is a veteran. Like you're not
Yeah.
bringing a new face into F1,
You know
and
what?
that feels
You know
missing.
what?
That feels bad.
I have a proposal. Porsche enters Formula One and brings Kevin M.F. Esther in onto the grid.
Could even bring Pascal Verline back.
Pascal and Kevin Esther, that's a champion. That 1-2 in the championship, no doubt. And it's Porsche 1-2 in the championship. There's no doubt in my mind. Ferrari, no. McLaren, dud. Red Bull, dud. It's Porsche, man. They win everywhere they go.
Perez and
Next up,
Bottas.
we have Red Bull interested in Alex Palou, but wait, they're not. It was his agent who made it up. Jack, you want to talk more about this?
This is just a great week for agents getting news out there. It's a busy news week in the first place, and in the F1 world, people jumped at the chances because there were a few quotes of "Oh, Pelot would leave." There are a select few seats he would leave for, and at some point just jumped at the opportunity to be like, "Oh, Red Bull's interested," and people went with that. Um, so it doesn't seem like they were actually particularly interested. Although it would be very fun to see four-time champ versus four-time champ. Um,
Especially with how dominant Palou has been this season. I mean, we'll talk about the IndyCar race later that Palou wasn't. I mean, he was dominant until the end, but I mean, dominant driver versus dominant driver. I'd love to see it. It'd be sad to see Palou leave, but Scott Dixon's seventh championship confirmed at that point. Um,
or Penske figures out how to operate a race car again.
yeah, well, they know how to operate NASCAR. They just don't know how to operate IndyCar anymore. Um, but yeah,
They can run NASCAR, just not the series they own.
yeah, it's not the series they own, man. That's it. Let's talk about NASCAR. Connor Zilisch was announced as a Trackhouse Cup driver for 2026 and beyond. The man is only 19 years old and just recently turned 19 too within the past couple of months. Um, he is a generational talent. We've known this, right? He's won technically four of the past six races. Technically, like he won four of five if we're not including last week, but you have to include last week, so four of six. But he's been so
Well,
dominant this year in Xfinity.
technically he won last week by the book.
Technically, I'm not gonna count that, man. He drove for like 12 laps and then Kligerman dominated. That's not like I'm not giving Connor Zilisch that one. I got to give my guy Kligerman that one. But um, Zilisch is dominant as ever in Xfinity and is rightfully so moving the cup. Jack, any thoughts?
We've known this for a while since we knew that Daniel Suarez was moving on. The only thing to add is that every single road course race next year is going to be cinema.
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 Cinema Totes Crunch. Banger cereal, by the way.
Oh yeah.
Next, we have Kaulig, who will be running 5 trucks for. Who is that again? Who is it again? Do you remember who it is?
Ram.
Ram. And yeah, for the truck series, they're apparently going to be buying a couple cars from Spire, but they will be running 5 trucks for the Rams, which is nuts, by the way. But let's see what they can do with it. Well, let's see what Ram can do first, and then let's take judgment on it. But yeah,
Yeah, not only we found out who the main Ram team is going to be coming in, we can only assume that once they expand up to the other series, which like in Cup would have to be 2027, 2028, and Xfinity's probably the same. You assume that Kaulig would make that switch when it happens. But up to 5 trucks, like factory supported by Ram, like these are essentially Ram trucks kind of operated by Kaulig. It's not like Kaulig is out there looking for sponsorship and running their own drivers. Like these are Ram controlled and financed teams, which is a heck of an entrance into the series. And let's see what they can do.
I'm excited. That's for sure. And then our third, it's not really newsworthy. I mean, it's newsworthy to. It's just the stat.
It's newsworthy for the agenda.
It's newsworthy for the for the agenda. Austin Hill has wrecked 29 cars since returning from suspension. He needs to get banned. Like I'm dead serious. He needs to let him leave the sport. Stop signing him to a contract. RCR, let's have a chat. Let's have a chat. All right.
I have a proposal.
What's your proposal?
Austin Hill can go race in the Cars Tour. RCR signs Parker Kligerman full time.
See, I don't want the. No, I'd rather have Junior Motorsports to sign Kligerman for the 88. That's what I want. I want Kligerman to be in the 88 full time.
Rats.
Because listen, that man was great in that car. All right. Well, we'll talk about it later. But like, Kligerman is my Connecticut king. He is my goat. Let's go to IndyCar because Dennis Hauger is your 2025 Indy NXT champion. He won 6, podiumed in 4 more. Great season from him. What did we expect? I mean, the man was very good in Formula 2. Should have been an F1 driver, but never given the shot. Goes to Indy NXT and dominates there. He will be most likely in Indy NTT next season.
What a prospect.
And cut.
What a prospect, God. Though. I mean, this is another in a line of guys that didn't get their shot in F1 and come over here and show why they should have.
Yeah.
You know, because I mean, you look at half the drivers in the IndyCar grid, and they came over from the like numbered Formula series, those FIA sanctioned series in Europe.
Rossi was in F1 at one point, right? Wasn't Rossi an F1 driver for a couple of races, right? Am I wrong by that? Yeah, he was in F1 from 2014 to 2015.
Yeah.
Seven races, 5 starts.
I've done enough talking out of my butt today.
Yeah, well, Rossi was an F1 driver, and he was giving up on him. Look at how he is in IndyCar now.
Yeah.
He's the dad to Christian Rasmussen. Hey, Christian Rasmussen calls him his dad, all right? He calls Rossi his dad. That's not my doing.
And you know,
That's
even
not
Palou, who is dominating IndyCar, you know, Palou is Spanish. He came up through those series, didn't get a shot, came to IndyCar, and proved he should have, right?
Yeah. Let's go to our final article, and that is IndyCar and iRacing have struck a deal to make a video game. It's going to come out in the second half of 2026, and you bet your ass I'm going to buy it. I'm going to buy NASCAR 26. I'm going to buy IndyCar 26. I'm going to buy F1 26. I'm going to buy FM 27. I mean, my bank account is going to be hurting next year. Jack, are you going to be planning on playing the IndyCar game next year?
I still am not sure whether I'm going to be getting NASCAR 25, which is also an iRacing collaboration game. Because it feels like with NASCAR 25's development that they focus too much on the on-track product, which is fine and all, but it it's going to be better. But it starts to give me NASCAR 21 Ignition vibes, where that
Oh,
game was all about improving how the cars race versus the Heat series, like supposedly. So there was nothing else to the game. There was no depth, there was no like game element. And I know that NASCAR 25 is going in with including drivers and trying a career mode, but I need to see actual like real life experience with it and with that career mode, and if it feels like it has more depth than NASCAR Heat 5 with its 7-song soundtrack and very straightforward career mode, to see if it's really worth paying, you know, AAA game price tag for it, kind of
hmm.
thing. And so the IndyCar game is the same way, where I've felt a lot of the NASCAR game's development cycle that year 2 and on is going to be the sweet spot for getting a game, where year 1 you're getting a NASCAR sim.
Hmm. Okay. Okay. We'll see. I mean, I'm gonna get it, so I'll let you know. So I'm gonna get it when it comes out. Um, let's talk about the NASCAR playoffs. Because this is happening. Um, let's talk about who we think is gonna make it. Who we think is gonna win. Who our Xfinity winner is. Who our Trucks winner is. Let's talk about it.
Rounding out the playoff field. From last week, we knew that we had 14 winners, 2 spots left to be, well, 14 drivers locked in, 2 spots left to be decided on points. Um, Tyler Reddick and Alex Bowman ended up both pointing their way in because we had a repeat winner. So they round out the
Screw
playoff
you,
field.
Ryan Blaney. Even though I'm not mad, I just like dog. That front two on the final lap for most of the final lap was Cole Custer and Justin fucking Haley. Why couldn't one of them fucking win?
Justin
Blaney,
Haley,
Blaney,
Justin
you already
Haley.
have a win. You're guaranteed into the playoffs. Damn it. Why? Like I love Blaney. Like don't get me wrong. I'm happy Blaney won. I'm a Blaney fan. All right. I loved his spiel about how the mothers and the sisters were voting for him for the most popular driver, so that you should too. But man, let my boy Haley or Custer win a race. Like they're probably not going to win a race for the rest of their career. Let them win a race.
Um,
Actually, Haley already has, but still.
and Custer has too.
Oh shit! Cracked and goaded, Custer and Haley.
Dude, Custer's win, by the way, just off topic for a second here. Sick. It was at Kentucky, which is like a cookie cutter. I think he went like 4 wide. Crazy move to win. Beat like teammate Kevin Harvick, who was in his prime that year, outright at
Oh, I gotta
that
go watch
at the
this
finish.
back.
It was nuts. And then he just
I
went
gotta
back to
watch
being
that.
like not good. But anyway, that's beside the point. Um yeah, it was Blaney followed by a bunch of cars that were all trying to win their way in. It was actually hilarious that Blaney was the one to pull it out.
Yeah,
And it was
because
no
he
one's
he
fault
came out
but
of nowhere
Custer's and
too.
Haley's, because they
Yeah.
were like blocking and slowing each other down enough that Blaney just got the momentum around the outside, and then Suarez even finished above those two because
Yeah.
they like were screwing each other up so much.
Well, I
So
do have to say though that run by Custer at the end was absolutely fucking legendary. That run by Custer made me believe in God. All right, I don't know what it was. It made me. All right. Um.
all right,
Anyway, let's talk about the top 16. Right, we have 4 drivers eliminated in the round of 16. Who do you have eliminated?
I think the obvious ones are Austin Dillon and Austin Cindric. Um, Cindric got a win. Cindric is driving a Penske. Cindric has not been consistently fast in the way that his teammates have. And even though Penske does turn it on in the playoffs, I don't have that much faith in him to really have a very strong round here. Um,
Yeah,
Dylan really doesn't, he
the
hasn't
least
earned
deserved
a playoff
driver.
spot the way that a lot of the other drivers have. Like, he raced his way in dominant fashion in the one race, but he just hasn't had the speed all year.
Undeserving even
Um, and
for
then
his speed in the regular season.
yeah. And then I
For his average.
have Bowman. Unfortunately, this year just for in so many ways has not been his year. I mean, he wrecked out of the Daytona Cup race, which looked like that could be his playoff hopes done until Blaney pulled out the win on that last lap. Saved them. Now he owes Blaney like 5 million beers or whatever it is. Um, Talked him down from 9. I don't know if you saw that exchange.
I
Um,
did. I did.
but it just hasn't been his year, and I think unfortunately that continues. And then Ross Chastain, who has a race win, who has a teammate that has several race wins, but those Trackhouse cars, man, ever since Chastain got on Hendrick's nerves, those Trackhouse cars have looked a lot slower. Uh,
Yeah.
which I know is a common like conspiracy, but really Trackhouse has kind of lost speed relative to the top teams, especially this year, and it means that Chastain could be one of the most talented drivers in the field, and I'm not sure he just is going to have the car to get out of this round.
Yeah. I also have Austin Dillon and Austin Cindric and Alex Bowman getting tossed in the round. I have Dillon at 16th, Bowman at 14th, Cindric in 13th, and then 15th I have Josh Berry. Mostly because I don't believe he can put together a good enough run to do anything. Now, he got a win early in the season, but I haven't seen much of him since to warrant a better placing in my mind. And that is why I have him getting out in 15th. I think Bowman and Cindric will do better, but not by much. So, what about the round of 12?
So the first 3 eliminated here for me were pretty easy. It's the two 2311 cars. It's Bubba and it's Tyler Reddick. Even though Reddick was my champion pick coming into the season, it's been a mix of like they've had race winning speed a lot, but they haven't had anything near race winning consistency, whether it's bad luck, whether it's mistakes, whether it's bad strategy. Whatever happens, it feels like week in, week out, those 2311 cars are shooting themselves in the foot. And that means that they're not really coming in with a playoff point cushion. They're going into a round that includes the Roval, right? That's the round of 12. And you're asking a lot when you're testing your luck and your luck is bad. Like in a round that ends at the Roval, if you need to point your way through, I don't think it's going to look good for either of them. And then I have Josh Berry, who, for a lot of the reasons you outlined, he looked elite. He looked better than the in-house Penske cars in his like Penske Allied car in Wood Brothers at some points earlier in the year, but has kind of dropped off. But I have more faith in him than Cindric, driving essentially equal equipment. Especially on the tracks that are in the round of 16, right? You've got Darlington, you've got Gateway, you've got Bristol. These are all like shorter style tracks, which fits more with Josh Berry's background. I feel like at least his recent background. But I still don't have him getting much further than Cindric. And then the last driver out for me is Chase Briscoe, which is a hard pick to make, but especially because he is a capable road racer in his own right, and the round ends there, and he's been fast, especially after the first few weeks of the season. But really, I had to bump someone for SVG, because if you notice, I haven't mentioned him yet. And it ended up being Briscoe.
Yeah. I have, in my top 12, SVG in 12th. I think his only shot at making it is the Roval. But the Roval is a different animal and the same beast. You know that's wrong.
I'm blanking right now, but
that's
the story of tonight.
That's from a Kobe commercial.
Yeah.
But then I have Tyler Reddick at 11th. Again, 2311 hasn't been the best as of late. I mean, obviously Bubba won recently, but Reddick has kind of not been as good as he have been in past years, and whether it be strategy, as Jack said, or mistakes, or unluckiness, or it just doesn't look good. 10th, I have Ross Chastain because I think Ross himself could be a very good driver and can very much outdrive the car he has, but I think his time ends in the top 12. And then in 9th, I have Bubba Wallace, who I think will be close to making it, but not make it in the end. He's greatly improved on road and on ovals. I mean, he's already been a good oval racer and an even better super speedway driver. But he's improved very much on road courses, and I think the Roval will be his breaking point this season. What about the top eight?
Yeah, so this is where SVG's ride ends for me. He's improved a lot as an oval racer. Um, I mean, we saw him look very capable at Daytona this weekend. He led several laps. Um, but at some point, this year especially, it's a very clear top eight, it feels like vibes wise, right? If you take out SVG and you like put in Briscoe, you've got, your three Joe Gibbs guys, you've got your two no, you've got your three Hendrick, and then you've got your two Penske, and that makes like eight, right?
Yeah.
Um, but I feel like SVG combined with his progress on ovals, the fact that he has a good handful of playoff points from the races he did win, which really only puts him middle of the pack, but it might be enough of a cushion for him lacking a few spots on the ovals. And yes, the Roval is a different beast as far as road courses go, but he's just so good in these next gen Cup cars. Just because they drive a lot like the cars that he's used to coming from supercars, that I still feel like I'd be foolish not to have faith in him to at least place very highly at the Roval. The other ones I have knocked out are Larson, Denny Hamlin, Joey Logano. For Logano, it's an odd year. That's all there is to it. For some reason, his like playoff devil magic only kicks in on even years. And Hamlin, it's like he's been fast, but there's a mix of like he'll have off races, he'll have bad luck, and it just I haven't gotten. It's just vibes based, but I haven't gotten championship 4 vibes from him lately.
Yeah.
And then Kyle Larson started the year off looking like Kyle Larson, and for the second half of the season, he's looked like Kyle Larson,
Alex Bowman.
And so I think he'll have a strong start to the playoffs, but at some point that form is going to catch up to him. And so I think he barely misses out on the championship 4. So that's
Yeah.
yeah.
My top eight. So I got Chase Briscoe in eighth. Obviously, you got to have Briscoe. I don't think the road course will save SVG this time. Seventh, I got Bell. You gotta have JGR guys up there. It's just known that they are good, in the playoffs or not. Sixth, I have Byron, regular season champion, but I don't think he's gonna be as good as he was in the regular season in the playoffs, and I think he falls just short in sixth. And then fifth, above him, I have Chase Elliott. Elliott's season has been riddled with with a lack of luck. And had he been luckier, he probably wins the chip. If a regular season championship, I mean, not the playoffs. I'd put him in the top 4 over Larson, but he's gonna get unlucky and he's gonna go out in the top 8. The top 4, I have Kyle Larson in fourth. Kyle Larson is still Kyle Larson, whether he is on a cold streak or not. And that man loves the playoffs, and he's going to finish in the top 4. Third, I have Logano. Again, it's an off year. It's an odd year. He's not going to win the chip, but you bet your ass next year that man's winning the chip, winning every race and all. Then you have, in second, I have Blaney, who's going to fall just short of a championship. I have him finishing second in the race. He's fast. He's quick. His unluck, or his lack of luck, is now gone, it seems like. He's been very good when it mattered most, especially at Daytona. And at first, I have Hamlin. I'm not saying this because I'm a Hamlin fan and because my prediction at the beginning of the season was that Hamlin will win the chip. That's not it at all. Hamlin has 60 plus wins under his belt. Hamlin should have won at least a championship by now. Let's be honest. I mean, the dude has been unbelievable his entire career, and this is, and I'm gonna be a Cowboys fan and Arsenal fan real quick. I mean, I'm an Arsenal fan, but I'm gonna do what the Cowboys fans and Arsenal fans say. This is his year. This is Denny Hamlin's year to win a chip, and that's about it. Jack, what about you? Your top four?
So obviously, three of your top four I just eliminated in mine. My each of my top four kind of has an archetype. So I have Chase Elliott, who feels like he was not very fast for a lot of the year, but he's really turned it on as of late. And I just have him continuing that kind of hot streak into the playoffs, at least just enough to get up into the championship four. Maybe he picks up a win, maybe he doesn't, but like probably running up front at Martinsville and stuff like that. I have Blaney because you need a Penske in there. It's playoff season. That's what Penske does. Christopher Bell has sneakily been one of the most consistent drivers in the grid year in, year out. Like, hasn't he made like the last two championship fours? Even though, and this is his best season as a driver yet, like regular season, it feels like.
Yeah.
But, and I could be wrong on that stat because tonight we've shown is not our night with recall. But Bell at least has definitely been, he's punched above his weight when it comes to the playoffs, and he's been very consistent through the playoff rounds. But I have Byron ending up taking home the championship in Phoenix, and that's a combination to me of, I just feel like push comes to shove, Byron is going to get it done more than Bell will at this stage in the season, like late, whatever else. I have this feeling that Byron deserves a championship to match Larson and Elliott as his teammates, because he's certainly been up there like speed-wise with them. He just sometimes hasn't gotten the wins that Larson has, and he hasn't gotten the championship that either Larson or Elliott have.
Yeah, so this is a bad day for us because he finished third in 2022.
Yep.
Fourth in 2023. Fifth in 2024 and fifth in 2025. He missed it
last year, but he made the two before that.
Yeah.
But still, fifth. Like,
yeah.
He turns it on because in none of those years would you have come in like saying, oh yeah, the regular season, this guy was just so strong that he's definitely like a perennial championship four guy.
But yeah, that is our predictions for the Cup. Jack, who do you have for the Xfinity Series?
I'm actually going to let you go first on Xfinity and trucks because both of my picks were with yours in mind.
Okay. So, for the NASCAR Xfinity Series, I have Connor Zilisch. The man hasn't fallen below third place since he got back from his back injury.
I was going to say, what he has fallen from.
No, it's not funny. It's not funny. That is kind of funny.
Hey, Jim Zilisch would be laughing at it.
Jim Zilisch would be laughing at that. Shout out Jim Zilisch if you're watching this. You're probably not, but still. I have Connor Zilisch. He's been dominant as ever the past 6-7 weeks, and he's the best driver in basically the bottom two series. And for the trucks, I have Corey Heim. He's 40 points ahead of second place in the playoffs for playoff points, and I don't see any way he loses the championship. And not that I say that he's going to lose in the first round, but there's no way unless he has incredibly bad luck and something goes incredibly wrong.
Yeah, I mean, I think that if Corey Heim does not make the championship four in trucks, something has gone disastrously wrong. Like, with the sport. Because he's got 60 plus playoff points. He is 40 points ahead of Lane Riggs in second as far as playoff points go. That is enough of a cushion that he could drive backwards into the championship four. But once you get there, it's about those Game 7 moments. It's about finishing higher in that specific race. So with that in mind, even though Heim is definitely the safest bet, I am picking Lane Riggs for the trucks because you're talking about a guy who's succeeded really on all kinds of tracks, but especially it feels like on those shorter but not short tracks in the way that Phoenix is. I feel like I'd take Lane Riggs, and in picking anyone but Heim, he's really the best bet, right?
Yeah.
But of course, I say that, and it's going to be like Ben Rhodes or Ty Majeski that gets it done in Phoenix after like barely sneaking into the championship four, right? Um,
Like what happened last year.
and then back up to Xfinity, a similar spirit, but a very different driver pick. I'm actually going with Brandon Jones to finally get himself an Xfinity championship because we had Allgaier last year, right?
Yeah.
Get it done, bring home a championship, all that. And you're talking about a career Xfinity guy. In Jones's case, a true pay driver, who's like gone from Gibbs for a while to Junior Motorsports and back to Gibbs. But he runs well at Phoenix, and he's decently consistent. He keeps the car clean, all of that. And in a very messy feeling Xfinity series, obviously Sawallich isn't going to be anywhere near the playoffs, hopefully, unless he wins in these next couple weeks. But
Hopefully not.
in what's been a messy playoff series and where Austin Hill is determined to wreck half the field, keeping it clean is a valuable skill. And so if he gets to Phoenix and he has a good race at Phoenix, who knows?
Yeah. Not bad. Let's go to the race recaps. In the NASCAR Xfinity Series, we went to Daytona. Well, we didn't go, but we were at Daytona. The series, I mean. And the winner was Kligerman / Zilisch. Zilisch ran the first 20 laps, and then Kligerman came in to relieve him. And Kligerman won. His first ever win at Daytona.
And it won't count in the record books.
And it won't. Which I think is very stupid. I think that if you come in for relief, you should get the win.
Yeah, I don't disagree.
Because that man went from the back of the grid to the front at Daytona.
Well, not just from the back, but disadvantaged from having to... Because Zilisch dropped to the back, was driving around for a while.
Zilisch was on pole.
Took the time to stop and do the driver change, come back on track, and then not only work your way back...
Go back to the pits again to get retightened, and then went back on the track before the caution ended. And then
all of this.
Yeah. Nuts.
And you come back and you win in very convincing fashion at the end. That's a good drive, if you ask me.
Great drive. Parker Kligerman, you are my GOAT of the lower series of NASCAR. And you know what? I'd put you against Bubba Wallace and Denny Hamlin any day of the week as my GOATs. So, anyway.
Man, Ryan Sieg, by the way, was my pick. Aggravatingly close. Close.
Yeah. Love was also pretty close. He finished 4th, 5th, something like that. He was very good towards the end, but just couldn't get the power down. And
Sieg was leading late. Caution comes out. As soon as it comes out, I'm texting you oh, it's so over. Lo and behold, Sieg gets wrecked. Immediately after.
Do you want to talk about what you texted me? About the after that final caution where the lineup. Do you remember what you texted me about the
at the very end?
Yeah.
About Austin Hill. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Because Austin Hill was lining up on the front row next to Kligerman, right?
Kligerman. Yeah.
And then behind them it was Allgaier behind Kligerman and Leland Honeyman Jr. behind Austin Hill. And so as they're getting ready to restart, I'm like, it might be over. It is so over. Unless Leland Honeyman Jr. saves us. What my exact words were, we might be saved by Leland Honeyman Jr., though. He doesn't seem like a great pusher. And then,
what does he do, Jack? What did he do? Not even 5 seconds
He was not a great
after.
pusher.
Well, not just that. He made it 3 wide without even doing half a lap.
Yeah.
Why are you going 3 wide? A quarter of the lap gone.
He hung Hill out to dry and just let that bottom line go. It was truly terrible. Actually,
it was beautiful. It was beautiful.
From his standpoint specifically, some of the worst super speedway racing ever. From a fan standpoint and an Austin Hill hater standpoint, oh, I loved it. It was 2 minutes after I texted you that, and then I'm looking at the screen and I just see him go whoop, dropping back like a rock, and Hill sinking back without the push, and I'm just oh boy. Oh, this is
driver,
lovely,
man. Get him a cup ride right now. Get him a cup ride.
It was truly a joy to watch.
Yeah. Speaking of joy to watch, let's talk about the NASCAR Cup Series race at Daytona. Your winner was Ryan Blaney. Screw you, Kyle Larson. I don't know. I don't know.
Oh, with the
That's
Bubba
about it.
incident?
With the Bubba incident. I'm fully blaming that on Alex Bowman and Kyle Larson. Alex Bowman had nothing to do with it, by the way. I'm just going to blame him.
Oh, because I was going to say, Alex Bowman's team actually on the radio was blaming it on Larson without saying it was Larson, which was really funny.
Yeah.
They were like, yeah, the car pushing
Larson.
the, 23 got a bad push or something like that. Or like the car pushing the 23 was at fault
It
there.
was great.
Without ever saying it was the 5 or it was Larson or anything because like teammates and whatever. And I did think that was something.
So funny. It was so funny. I remember because that's when I turned into the race and I'm like, yep, this is the truth.
That was, I think on the day, that was the big one. Was Bubba was running like second, third, and got, because Kyle Busch put them 3 wide, really 4 wide kind of, but 3 wide in a tight space down at the bottom with like Busch, Logano, Wallace. Wallace is getting a push a little bit to the right from Kyle Larson, which ends up packing up the air a little bit. Bubba gets pushed leftward a little, kind of across the front of Joey Logano. And it doesn't help that I don't think Bubba knew that Busch was on the other side of Logano by that point, that he had tried to come down and make that pass on the left. And so then the combination of Logano being pushed down and Bubba coming across, and then that pushes Kyle Busch in, and their noses meet, and it's just chaos for the entire field behind them.
Yeah. Also, screw you, Denny Hamlin. I love you, man, but screw you, because you actually lied on your pod, by the way. And you said that he cleared Bubba, and Bubba never got cleared, buddy. Bubba never got cleared. They never said clear to Bubba.
Ruh-roh.
Denny lied. For views and clicks, but it's fine. But yeah, it was a good race overall. I mean, I wish Custer or, Haley won, but
that ending was electric, regardless of like a repeat winner.
Oh, also, before we go to the next one, shout out to Natalie Decker, who actually didn't wreck. So everyone who said she was going to wreck, you were wrong. She's actually running top 11 before the last caution where she had to pit.
Yeah.
For fuel. So that was actually a very good showing by her.
I mean, yeah, that's what we were saying. It's Daytona. If you keep it clean, it's going to be...
Daytona.
And she was able to keep it clean.
Yeah.
Until, obviously, there were other mechanical issues. But...
Yeah. Let's go to IndyCar, man.
All right.
IndyCar. My favorite driver on the IndyCar series, and arguably a top 3 favorite driver in any series, Christian Rasmussen won this race. And not only won it, but beat Alex Palou.
Christian Rasmussen.
Thank you. And here's the thing. I did not watch the race when it happened. I had an hour left of the race when I had to log off because my sister came to my dorm and we were hanging out. But I watched it on my walk back from one of the parking lots at my school at UConn.
And
it was beautiful. The announcers were freaking amazing, dude. The announcers made that so much better. Like, it was already top tier, but the announcers made that unbelievable.
It was electric, dude. I'm telling you. IndyCar, insane product a lot of the time.
Yeah, it was nuts. It was great. Rasmussen really was just so ballsy out there. Like, oh my God.
He had that thing on and over the limit the entire last 30 laps. His team was like, chill out, and he was like, no.
Yeah, but he almost crashed 2 times into people ahead of him, and it's like, oh my God, trying to go around the outside. Bro, he was trying to go around the outside of people who closed the door, and it's like, oh my God,
and he was hanging on.
You're in the lead. You're over a second ahead of Palou. Do not throw this win away.
He's making insane passes on lap traffic, dude.
The passes were nuts. But the pass he made on Palou was nuts as well.
Yeah, no, he he really only has one speed, and it's flat out. Like, I don't.
Yeah, it was nuts. It was great to see.
Oh,
Yeah,
it was beautiful. Yeah, because as soon as I saw that, I texted you,
yeah,
assuming
and
that
I
you
was
like
like,
might be watching because it's
and I was
Razzie,
like,
right?
no, I know, and I
And
was
then
like,
you're like, damn, I gotta
I was
watch
at
it,
an
and I'm like,
event
whoa.
with my sister, and
So I
I
didn't
was
give you
not able to
details at
watch.
least, but I'm sure you would
Yeah,
have seen what happened anyway from like
I did.
Bob
I
Pockris and
saw
stuff.
I saw Bob Pockris. I saw a bunch of like TikTok edits of Rasmussen. I saw it all. It was great.
But yeah, Christian Razzie Rasmussen is
Christian
now an
Razzie
IndyCar
Rasmussen.
winner.
Winner. Let's do predictions. We have trucks, Xfinity, Cup, F1, IndyCar. We have a full slate of races this weekend.
Finally,
It's beautiful.
F1 is back, and the other series are still existing.
And they're still existing. For very few, because this is the last IndyCar race of the season.
Yes.
Can we get an RIP to IndyCar?
One of the best races of the year, too.
Rip.
Although that might
Yeah,
just be because of Razzie bias.
Razzie.
However, that was an electric
that
ending.
was electric, dude. That was nuts. Dude, and Rossi finished P4. Electric. For trucks at Darlington, Saturday, August 30th at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I have the GOAT of the truck series, Corey Heim.
You want to do the whole Iguodala lead-in for me? Like, fate of the universe on the line,
fate of
whatever
the
else?
universe on the line. Yeah, fate of the universe on the line. One player I got to take the final shot. I got
Ty Majeski!
Holy shit, that was electric, dude. That might have been more electric than Bessie's win.
We're so cooked today, man.
Dude, it's my first week back in school. Come on now, please.
But no, I got Ty Majeski. I mean, if you're gonna pick anyone but Corey Heim, might as well make it someone who's good at the track, has experience, anything like that. So, and Darlington's a tough track too.
Yeah, it's a rough one. Xfinity at Portland International Raceway, Saturday, August 30th at 7:30 p.m. You have 2 races on Saturday. You have 5 races in 2 days. It's nuts. I got Connor Zilisch, the new Trackhouse driver.
Yeah, I would also pick Zilisch. We're on a road course without SVG because he's going to be in Darlington. Which is a bit of a shame because while there are other road course ringers, they just don't hit the same.
No.
Like, the Cup guys aren't bad on the road courses. Or, I mean, the Xfinity guys in this case. Like, the other road course ringers they tend to bring in don't tend to be that good. So, because of that, I'm going to go with Justin Allgaier. He's a vet. He's strong on the road. And... you know, who knows? Maybe Zilisch gets wrecked by some jealous guy who's like, oh, you have too much talent and too few collarbones that work or something. I don't know.
I just realized I messed up the words to your thing. It's the fate of the universe on the line. Martians have the death beam pointed at us. I got Iguodala. I fucked it. I'm sorry. I'm having an off day, man. We're having an off day. Today.
It's okay. It's okay. What's important is that I want Ty Majeski.
There we go. Cup at Darlington, Sunday, August 31st at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I have the GOAT, Denny Hamlin.
I got Kyle Larson. This is, I think I picked Larson for the spring race here, too. But he, I don't know, it's Darlington, man. If you can run up near the wall without picking up too bad of a stripe, without cutting a tire or anything like that, you're golden. And Larson is among the best.
For F1, the Dutch Grand Prix at Zandvoort, Sunday, August 31st at 9 a.m. I have the man who grew up in the Dutch. I have the man who is the best driver at this track of all time. We have Max Verstappen.
He grew up in the Dutch?
In the Dutch. Yes.
Okay.
In the Dutch.
Okay.
In the Dutch. Who do you have?
I have Oscar Piastri. I was really tempted to pick the reigning race winner in Lando Norris. But this is a track that Piastri already felt pretty close to Lando at in past years. And obviously he's found another gear this year. And I just think, like, I don't know. It feels weird that neither of us are picking Lando, but it was a coin toss for me.
Max. I gotta go Max. It is his track. So
Do.
Max Verstappen. All right, anyway, IndyCar at Nashville, Sunday, August 31st at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I have the 2025, 2024, 2023, and 2020. Is it one? IndyCar champion Alex Palou.
I have Kyle Kirkwood.
Nice.
the-
Good
For the la-
job. Good job.
For the last handful of years here, this has been, for some reason, an Andretti track.
Yeah.
And so, you've had, Ericsson win, you've had Kirkwood win, you've had Herta win last year. And of the Andretti drivers, if I'm going to pick one, I'm going to pick Kirkwood, right?
Yep. Agreed. All right. Did we have a game today?
Yeah, I have the
We have game
Guess the
time.
Driver series again.
All right. This actually popped on TikTok, so this is great. All right. Let's see who we have today. I'm very excited.
Oh, man, I can't type. This is bad for all reasons today.
Oh my goodness, you actually really can't type. Holy
Yeah,
crap.
no,
I'm looking
it's-
at the doc
it's-
right now. This man is not typing very well.
No, it's bad. All right. Anyway, I have one driver from each of the three higher series that we cover more in depth. So first,
Okay.
I'm going to start with a current F1 driver.
Okay.
He has a Mercedes power unit, just like the last two.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with Lance Stroll. Fudge.
His number is greater than 30. I don't know why I said it like that.
Okay. So last time was Fernando, and he was 14.
Yes.
His number was 14.
Yes.
So it's
He's
not
a little bit
Fernando.
older than 14.
Little bit older. Totally not like 30.
Well, he is a rookie, so he's probably like what?
He is
20?
a rookie. Something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
So it can't be Lance. It cannot be Albon. It can be Carlos, but I think last time we did not have Carlos.
Last time it was Albon.
So last year was also, it could be Carlos, and I think Carlos is 33. No, Max is 33. Carlos is what? It could be Georg.
Oh, that's why. I was wondering why you why you went horizontal.
Oh, that's not Georg. That's Kirk. I lied. Dude, today's been awful. Holy shit. George Russell.
Yes.
Also, peep
Ding,
the
ding,
shirt.
ding, ding,
McLaren
ding, ding,
2008 World Champion.
Yeah, I saw that and I was hoping that I could bait you with like Piastri.
Nope. Georg.
Tragic.
Georg Russell.
Um
Tragic.
all right. I have a current NASCAR driver for you now
Okay.
who drives a Ford.
Diddly scrumptious sheesh. I don't know the Fords that well. I know the Chevys. I don't know the Ford. Is JGR a Ford?
No. That's Toyota.
Shit, you right. Is Penske a Ford?
Yes.
Joe Logano.
No.
Damn.
His number is less than 30.
Tasty.
Which, now that I think about it, that rules out like Cody
A lot of
Ware and Ryan Preece. So
Oh, bud. So we're gonna go with Ryan Blaney.
are you now? I'm gonna tell you right
I
now
am.
that's wrong.
Okay.
His last win was at Darlington, so it's topical.
Darlington. We're now down to last race when was it? Darlington. So I'm okay. So wait, Priest is a Ford driver, which means who does Ryan Priest drive for? This is really bad. Um, who does he drive with? What is his team? What is Ryan Priest's team? Is it
RFK?
RFK? Is it Brad?
Yes.
I've now matched 2 weeks ago's score. Let's go.
It is in
Brad
fact
K.
Brad. Busher also could have fit with the hints that you were given. So could,
Yeah,
well, I mean, by Darlington, no, but like, you still could have had Busher or Cindric or whatever.
yeah. Those were the only ones I could think of. Is Brad, Busher, and
Yeah.
Cedric.
And coincidentally, that was the spring Darlington race because
Oh,
Briscoe in Stuart Haas 14 car, which was a Ford last year, won the Southern 500 at Darlington. Um,
oh,
so obviously he's no longer in a Ford. Um,
yeah.
but I just thought it was funny that it was a couple Fords ago. Um, anyway, on to a
A couple
series
Fords
without
and 7
Fords.
years ago. Oh, sorry.
No Fords in IndyCar. This is a current IndyCar driver that drives a Honda.
um, Penske isn't Honda. Penske is not Honda. I don't think. I think Chip Ganassi. I feel like the good teams aren't Honda, but I might be wrong with that. Is Chip Ganassi Honda? Now I'm blanking on who's a Honda. Who was a Honda? You know what? I don't even know who's a Honda at the series. Christian Rasmussen.
Uh, no.
Okay.
I'm actually going to look uh which teams are which. Okay, here we go. So yeah, Chip Ganassi is in fact Honda. Since you
Okay.
were asking. But I realized when you were saying that I didn't actually know what Ed Carpenter was, and Ed Carpenter, which is the team that Rasmussen
Razzie.
drives for, is Chevy.
Okay.
Um, but number is less than 30.
So it could be Scott Dixon. It could be well, Scott Dixon.
No,
Okay.
his last win was at St. Petersburg.
Does that mean Andretti is Honda?
What?
Wait, it couldn't be this year. Is is Andretti Honda?
Yes, Andretti is Honda.
Can't be Kirkwood. I can't be Herta. It. Who else is for Chip Ganassi other than Below and oh, it's the other. It's the other guy, but it's not him. Um. Uh. Oh my God, what's his name? Is I can see him. I can see him. I can visualize him in front of me. Mc- McLaughlin is Andretti, correct?
Nope,
No, he's Penske.
Penske.
Okay. Penske is Chevy.
Correct.
Who is one? It can't be. Um, I don't know if it's this guy. I don't know how long he's been racing for our ECR, but Rossi.
It is not Rossi.
I didn't know if he raced for another team. I'm still
The
thinking
uh,
IndyCar, so
the final hint is that he is from Sweden, home of
the only one that's coming to me is Lundqvist, but it's not. He's not from Sweden.
uh Maybe you're
That
thinking of
sounds.
Felix Rosenqvist, who is from Sweden, but is probably not who you'd want to guess.
No, it's Lundqvist. Lundqvist. Wait, what is his name? Felix Rosenqvist. No. Who am I? Sweet, and he's current. He's current.
Because Linus Lundqvist is Swedish,
But it's not him.
but is not currently in the series. Um, Sorry, I was thinking of active drivers, but yeah,
Is Lundqvist not in the series?
Lundqvist, no, his
Oh,
last race in
really?
IndyCar was last year.
Why do I feel like I've
hasn't
seen
raced
him
this year.
before? I feel like I've seen him. Okay, well, I don't. Who the is Swedish? Who is Swedish? Um. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, I'm gonna pass. I have no clue Swedish.
All right, don't even want to throw out a guess.
I'm blanking at IndyCar drivers right now.
All right, well, you have equaled last week's score at 5 points, and I mentioned him earlier today, even because it is an Andretti driver. It is the teammate of Herta and Kirkwood. It
Who is
is
it?
Marcus Ericsson,
Well, I forgot he raced.
who I
Yeah,
think won the inaugural Nashville race, if I remember right.
Yeah, I completely blanked on Andretti's drivers. I'm not gonna lie. Forgive me, I'm new to the sport. I'm starting to learn NASCAR more. I just got into IndyCar like a couple races into the season.
Well,
Because
that's why
yeah,
that's why I tried to go with a
yeah. Because he's
what
F2
you
and
call it,
F1.
XF1
He's
guy.
an F1. Yeah, he's an F1 driver. He just didn't come to mind. I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, while we're into this podcast, what is your biggest hot take for the NASCAR playoffs that we haven't mentioned already?
Biggest hot take for the NASCAR playoffs?
Yeah.
I think it was already in my top 16, but I think that SVG advances to the top 8.
My biggest hot take. The NASCAR playoffs. You know what? Screw it. I think that if William Byron I think Byron's I know I had him in my top 8, but I have a feeling that Byron's not going to finish out of the top 16. That's my hot take. I have him in my top 8 purely off of merit, but I have a feeling he's not going to make it out of the top 16, even though he is leading in points right now, heading into
Interesting. I have
and he's been really good all season.
I have one more question for you.
Yeah.
Do you think that a championship 4 driver wins at Phoenix?
Considering the last however many have won the championship at the last race, because you kind of have to. Yes. I think Hamlin finishes first and Blaney comes in second.
Interesting.
I think it's Hamlin, Blaney, Logano, 1, 2, 3. With Larson inside the top 10, but not quite there. That's our prediction. Anyway,
All right.
any final thoughts? Any questions, comments? This is going to be a lot of editing, guys. I'm not going to lie. You're not going to see half this podcast. We've made so many mistakes. You're not going to see half of it. But it's okay. It's fine, guys. We've made so many mistakes. It's been terrible. All right? I'm not focused. Jack hasn't been focused. It's been great, though. We've had fun.
Just got to get a good night's sleep and
Yeah, I'm going to
then a
after this.
good many more nights sleep and then back at it again next week.
Back at it again with the white vans. And that's a wrap.
Okay.